now that that we're gonna hopefully get through 13, and that I'm going to post the next reading, which is going to be 14. And for the semester, we're going to go up through 19. There'll be 19 readings, so we'll have 5 or more, I guess, to do. But 1 or 2 will be on the story of Abraham. We're going to have a little diagnostic in there, which is going to sort of, after we get done with this, with the Septuagint material, then we're going to have a little diagnostic. And how that's going to work is that we're going to, I think it's going to be at the end of, it's over the Halloween, that at the end of this week, I think it is. I think that's I'll have to look on my schedule at the end of this week, and you'll have it to work on, and then we'll go over it the next couple of days in class. Right? And then we're going to switch over to the hymn of Aphrodite. Right? It's going to be a very different experience because it's going to be Homeric, and Homeric is going to have lots of Homeric vocabulary in it that will pose interesting questions and issues for us as we get to learn as we work on the language. Okay, and then we'll get through that selection of the hymn to Aphrodite by the end of the semester. That's the plan.
Are you teaching 102 next semester?
I am.
Will it be this style?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh man, yeah. And
Wonder if we'll pick up anybody else.
we might. It's, we'll see. We'll see.
Professor Sig positive that we called class Greek for a day.
Yes. Yeah. Because you do the work, it's going to happen. All right.
Well, regardless if it's true or not, it's still ridiculous.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think did we make it through all of 12? I think we did. Didn't we or no?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I think we got about 13.
I don't think we got through 13 at all.
Okay.
No, I think we got all the way through 12, but I think we got started 13.
Okay, that's good. All right. Well, that's good. We can
Is
do
it all
this.
13?
Oh. I was gonna say.
Never got these.
Άρα έχετε ερωτήματα περί του αναγνώσματος. Τι είστε το πρώτον ερώτημα?
There's a whole couple of phrases
Okay,
that I'm just
good.
really not sure
Okay, good.
about.
So, where are they? Who este? Or Isa?
The fourth line starting with Kai.
Kai, Epeson? This one right here?
Wait, no. Well, that whole sentence really, I mean, the first part of it I understand, but
Okay.
the end, like the second Kai,
Uh-huh.
Ava,
Right here? Okay, good.
that
All
one,
right.
that whole, to
Okay.
the end of the sentence, that part.
Okay, good. All right. Excellent.
And then, do you want to go through that and I'll tell you my other ones?
No, let's tell me your other ones.
And then there's something that Abraham says, starting with Ishmael, in quotes.
Okay, right here.
That whole little section, that whole little quote.
Okay. All right, that part right there.
And then the next speaking part, Vi, what is that?
Right
Or
here.
Nine, sorry.
Nine? Nine, you do?
Yeah, nine, what does that mean?
Nine means yes. Nine. They do.
And then,
So we don't see it very often.
and then I think those were the things that I literally just could not figure out.
Okay, good. All right, good. Άρα έχεις ερώτημα?
I didn't know what was going on with. I don't know if I missed the lecture, but I do.
You do. Uh-huh. Yeah, you do. Okay, good. Good. You do. Good. Yes, it does show up fairly frequently. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so, good. Well, let's start with do. Okay. So we've seen this verb horao, right? Horao, and then tukomen we have encountered in the tukomen. Tu toi remata horo kai tisemane horo. What does it mean? Horo. I see. And we see it this way in the text because this alpha and the omega come together horo. And the future in toi melunta chronoi te esta horo. What is horo in the future tense?
We had it
Ego horo.
in the reading,
Uh-huh.
and it said if the Pharaoh's leaders will
Yes,
see. I just
exactly.
don't remember
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Excellent. Very good.
I think it's reading the left.
Does it go by the second set of verb linings?
It does shift in the middle. Yeah. That would be, that's a good guess, okay, because we see futures form that way. But it's actually one of those words in which the future draws from another stem. Yeah.
Still begins with Omicron.
It stems from Omicron, very good.
Omicron road?
No.
Okay. So,
Here's a clue. When you go to the doctor about your eyes, you go to
ophthalmologist.
an ophthalmologist, okay, or an optometrist, right? Optometrist, okay. So the future is opsomai, okay. Opsomai, and then the aorist is a don.
Okay, so it is contracted.
Aegon. So this is the aorist. So this is a verb that builds its tense system, the present, future, and aorist, on 3 separate stems. Okay, 3 different ones.
What was the other? So it's the one mono was one, right?
Ericomai, eusemai, or aema, and then aelphon. Right, so 3 separate verbs, and it's a little bit confusing, but you will see these verbs so often that it'll just become second nature to it. Right? So here's the one that we're looking. So you can see that edu is in some way related to aedon, right? And this is an imperative, right? So when we move, so this is an aorist. We've talked a little bit about aorists. That aorists have both tense, that is, they indicate an action that is completed in the past, but they also have what's called aspect, and that is an action that happens just one time. Okay, so here's an example. Using, for example, the imperative. Okay, so the imperative is if you're crossing the road, okay, and or you're just talking to let's say your niece or your nephew, right, and you're talking about giving her some directions on there, and it involves crossing the road, right, and you say when you get to the road, okay, when you get to the street, look both ways. Okay? That's an imperative. Look both ways. Okay? But that, when we say look both ways, that is a generic. That we think of that as a generic sort of thing. It's something that she should do every time that she should look both ways, right? Okay. As opposed to if you're right there at that time and you say look out, or look both ways. That's an imperative that has to do with that specific event, right? And that, in Greek, we can use the aorist for that. It's no longer, it doesn't have the tense anymore. In other words, it's not a past tense, but it has that aspect, okay? So in this one, this is a do, in this case. This is, and when we move into the imperative mood, we lose our temporal augment, right? So instead of a, it's id, okay? And this is going to be, this is a middle form, okay? Okay, like erku, which is the imperative. So idu is you singular look, okay? And it comes from ideso, okay, ideso, and the sigma drops out and it becomes idu. So that's where that's from. But I just gonna add a little bit of something right here that this is actually related to, it's because you're both Romanoids, okay? What is that related to? What is the word in Latin? To look, or I see. Video, right? So here is, so you can see that id, this stem, is related to vid in Latin. Okay. So what's happened is that this sound used to be a digamma. There used to be a digamma, which was the wa sound in Greek, and it fell away. By the time we get to Homeric Greek, it has disappeared. Okay. So for example, in you will read in Homer, okay, this word anax, which means lord or ruler, that sort of thing. In linear B, however, it's wanax. Okay, wanax, because in linear B, that sound is still there. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, oh, incidentally, I will send you the link. Did you see about the big discovery thinking about linear B or Mycenaeans? They found an undisturbed late Helladic II shaft grave in Pylos. Wow. Yeah, it's a huge, huge find.
I heard they found even versus Gilgamesh too.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So enough. So and we'll take care of Palaroes, erotemata as we get to there. All right. Okay. So just a little background. All right. So let's go through this. Gignoskaman. Let's read Anagignoskaman to pan or panto anatusma. The entire thing. Okay. I'm just going to read through it. Okay. And I want you to be thinking about these words as we go through. So let's read together and read through it, okay? Eivunda, Potheos, Toi, Abraham, Ekaleto, To Onoma, Autu, Habram. Sarah, Hegunesu. And note, see, so this is an enclitic form, okay? In other words, it doesn't have an accent itself. Okay, so it's just taking it from that other one. We can use it with an accent, but it's just using this. Okay. Klephesitai to onoma autes Sara. Allah Sara estai to onoma autes. Eulogeso da aute. Kai doso soy ex autes tekmon. Kai eulogeso auto, kai estai es ethne, kai basileis ethnon ex autu esontai. Kai epesen Abraham epe prosopon, kai egelasen, kai even ente dianoiai autu legon. Toi hekaton taitite kinesetai. Here we go. Hekaton taete genesatai, kai esara elenconta eton usa texatai, epende Abraham proston themon, Ismael hutos, seto in antion su, epende hotheos toi Abraham, nai idu, Sara hegunesu, texatai soi, huion, kai kalesas, to onoma autu Isaac, kai steso tein diatheken, pros auton, es diatheken ionion, kai toi spermata autu, met auton, pere de Ismael, idu, ep ekusasu, idu eulogesa, auton, kai auxano, auton, kai pleithuno, auton, spodra. Spodra. This should be in omega. Dodeca ethne genese, kai doso auton es ethnos mega. Tein de diathekin mu steso pros Isaac, on texatai soi, Sara, eston kairon, tuton, en toi, en autoi, toi hetero. Sune teleson de lalon pros auton, kai an ebe hotheos apo Abraham. It's a great little story, right? Okay, all right, so here we go. Eben, Pantes, Hama, everybody together. Eben, so Hotheos,
So the God then,
the God said
God said to
to
Abraham,
Abraham,
he is not,
not call
he is not
he is not called
the
the
name
name
of
of
him, okay.
Sarah, your wife.
Sarah, your wife, very good.
not called,
Will not be called
will not be called the name
name
the
to
name
her Sarah.
of her Sarah, okay.
but
However,
But, however,
Sarah
Sarah
is the name,
will be
will be the name of
to
her.
onoma autis, very good. Eulogesa,
I speak well, I will speak well.
I will speak well. I will bless, and this is a sort of, it gets translated as I will bless. I will bless Altain,
Her
her,
and
and
give
give
you
to you
From
from her
a
a
child.
technon, yes.
And
I
will bless.
I will bless Alton,
And
him, okay? Because this is neuter, right? Oops, this
yes.
is neuter. Oh, stop, what's going on?
And
So
this is neuter,
Right.
and it refers back to technon, okay?
Yeah, and he
And
will be
into a people.
he will be into ethne, peoples,
Peoples.
okay? Into peoples. An ethnos, this is like, for example, ethos, ethos, or genos, right? Genos, these neuter nouns. And remember, the stem is gene, and the neuter plural is an alpha,
So it gets
and this
translated
becomes to an A.
to
So ete, and this is ethne, so ethnos. Okay? Into peoples.
And
And from how to,
from him
esontai,
will be king to his people.
well, okay, so this is
Kingly people.
kings,
Kings
kings of ethnon,
of
of races.
of the peoples, of the races, right?
Yeah.
and Abraham said
And fell,
fell
and he fell
on his face.
on his face, yes.
And
Uh-huh. And he egelasan,
laughed
and he laughed. He laughed
and said,
and said, Ente bianoiai,
the thoughts.
in his thoughts, in his
thoughts.
head. Okay, so he's not speaking out loud, but he's thinking. He fell on his face and he's laughing and he's thinking to himself,
To him speaking.
in his thing, saying,
If
if
in,
two,
if 100, if there comes,
if there will happen,
if there
there'll
will
happen,
come to be
uh-huh,
100,
to a 100-year-old,
100-year-old,
uh-huh.
and
And if Sarah, being
being 90
Mhm.
years, bears,
90 of years, right?
98 years.
is that bears a child or
Yeah.
has the ability to bear?
Will bear a child.
Will bear.
It's the future.
Okay.
Ticto texomai. And will bear a child, okay? And it's a question. So as if, as if this will happen to a 100-year-old man, and as if, a 90-year-old woman is going to bear a child. Okay, so that's what he's thinking. Okay. In his mind, ente dianoia. But then Abinda Abraham
Abraham says,
to the god Ismael Hutos.
This is the part that I
Okay.
I
Ishmael,
know what those words mean.
Uh-huh,
but I
okay.
can't-
So Ishmael, Hutos, this Ishmael,
this Ishmael,
Sato, let him live, let him be, okay, so this is a third person imperative. Let him be, let him live, Zato,
the son of you.
not the son, but before you. Remember we saw this in Antionsu, remember when Pharaoh gave back Sarah to Abraham, he says, in Antionsu, before you, okay? Okay, let him live before you, okay?
Is that from the same words?
No, but it's good thinking, okay? Good thing. This is from Zaho, okay?
Oh, right.
Zaho, from which, for example, we get Zoe, right?
Right.
Zoe comes from that life, so, yeah. Or zoology, all of those.
But it's
things.
his search.
His search, yeah. Teo means to search, okay, I search. But that's a good thinking there, making those connections, I love it.
So God says,
The God says to Abraham,
yes,
yes,
look,
Sarah,
uh-huh,
your wife,
your wife, good, will bear
you a son,
you a son, and
he will be called.
you will call
you will
He will
call,
call
the name
to the Isaac,
you will call the name
to him,
of him
Isaac.
Isaac.
and
And
I
I will
Give.
stay so. I will stay so. This is from Histema.
stand up,
Stand up. I will stand up. But I will stand up at
like set up,
set up, or we have a word that we use for this. I will establish. I will establish. Okay. I will establish Tain Diatheke.
thought or the meaning. Is that what that was?
No, but you're not far off. So this is from Tithema. This is Histema. These are verbs now that we're starting to get. These arithmetic verbs. Covenant, okay, but you can think of, this comes from Histema, Staso, Estesa, or Esteka. And then we've got Tithema, right? Tithema, Theso, Etheka. Okay, and this means I set, okay, as I set something down, okay? So you can see that we've got, this comes from Tithema, that is a setting down, and then dia, through, okay? So you can see that the idea of establishing something that's going to have effect through time. Okay? Covenant, I will establish my covenant, my agreement, prosaton, not to you, but to him, ACFA into a,
covenant, some special covenant,
yeah,
a lasting.
a lasting covenant. Okay. So what he's saying is that I'm going to establish my covenant to him as an everlasting covenant.
Seeds.
Yeah. The seed to you,
Uh-huh.
of you.
And to the seed of him,
Through.
Through,
meta,
With.
with,
not with,
after,
after him, okay? And to his seed after him. Very good. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Herod Ismael.
this is another one.
Around
I
Ishmael.
know all of
Around
those
Ishmael,
words,
yeah,
but-
around Ishmael.
Look around Ishmael.
Well, but think not, well, what do we say? You know, we say concerning Ishmael, or what? About, regarding. So this is literally, you know, around, but about is the same kind of concept, okay? So about Ishmael, Idu, look, I epikosasu.
No, that's not one.
Well, this comes from Akuo, right? Remember the section about Ishmael, right? I think that's this one, right? Okay, here it is. Look at this. Idu, su, ingastri ekes. Let's do that, Rich.
So, like, you will have in some.
You have.
Oh, you have in some.
You have in stomach, which means what?
Right, she's right.
You are pregnant. And texe,
Well,
you will bear, it's the second person again, you will bear a son,
Son,
and you will
you will
call
the name of him
Ishmael.
Ishmael, because Hota et Ekusa,
Because the Lord
because the Lord
like willed it.
which, I guess was the last one.
I was confused with it. Is that a middle passage?
no, it's from Akuo.
Listen,
Listen, he has heard you, okay? So, and remember that we have that same idiom in English. You never listen to me. It doesn't mean that you don't hear me, it means you don't obey, okay? So I have heard you, meaning I'm going to fulfill what you want, okay? And remember, that's his name. His name is related to that, okay? That's why his name is Ishmael. Okay?
so what voice is that?
Okay, this is
Is it
from
half heard or?
so Akuo, right? Akuo. Akusomai. It has a middle future. And then, so when we make this into the aorist, okay, we lengthen the alpha and it becomes eta. We have our sigma for our tense indicator, and then we have the aorist endings. Akusa, akusas, akuse, akusamen, ata, and asam.
And that's what?
So I have heard, you have heard, he has heard, okay? So this is
You lengthen the alpha because what?
in the aorist, in the past
Okay.
tense,
So
remember?
that's awesome.
Asan, yeah. Ekusan. It's Eku-san, not, no alpha there, Eku-san.
What would the future?
The future, so the future is gonna be So akusomai, akusomai, akuste, akustetai, akusometa, esta, and ontai. So, look, I have heard you. Okay. Idu, I have you, I think this is eulogeso, okay?
Will bless.
I will bless upon him,
Him.
and
I will, so,
from Oxon, from
Increase.
I will increase him,
And multiply.
and multiply him, very good. Svodra, a lot.
Exceedingly.
Yeah, exceedingly. Svodra.
So, the race.
Genese, he, this is
will-
future, he will
It will.
give rise to
12 races.
12 races. And
I will give him
I will give him
to
into an
into
ethnos,
a big old race.
into a big old race. And I will stay so.
I will establish
Tain via kemu,
the covenant of
my covenant,
My covenant through
pros Isaac,
to Isaac.
to Isaac,
Sarah.
whom Sarah
Begat.
will bear
To you.
to you
To
into ton chiron,
the time.
the appropriate time,
The opportunity.
the opportune time, this opportune time
And
in
the year.
the
Period of time.
yes, right, in the hetero, in the other period of time in Antio, in the other year. Okay, so she's talking about the length of, she's now pregnant, and so she's going to give in the fullness of time, she will bear. Okay, in the hetero, in the other year, and in the other sort of period of time. Okay. So sunetelasen, he completed
Completed
lalon,
the
talking.
talking.
So this is a participle. He finished talking. He finished talking prosaton
To Abraham.
to him, and he on Ebe,
Went
and
up.
he went
Away.
away from Abraham. Theos on Ebe went up from Abraham. Very good, excellent. Well done. Good, good. All right, so.
Can you say how you translate the past tense? No, not the past tense, the passive of the
Oh, kind of, okay,
of like calling
Yes.
someone.
okay, so
the
here's,
name part.
right, so here's this verb kaleo. We've seen kaleo as an epsilon, the stem ends in an epsilon, okay, so it will go through these contractions. So, kale, and then o goes to kalo, and kalo, kale, kales, okay, kalumen, okay, kaleta, and kalusa. Okay? And these circumflexes indicate that there's a contraction there. Okay? So the future of kaleo is a little bit different. We might think that it's going to be kaleo. We might think that it might be a little bit like poieo, right? And the future is poieso. it's not, it doesn't lengthen. So the future is kaleso, just like we saw in the reading. Right? Here it is, right here. And you will call the name of him Isaac. Kaleso, kaleso. So we've got kaleo, and kaleso, and then it's going to be kalesa. It's going to be in the aorist, and we've really learned those three tenses. All right, we're working primarily on those, but we've seen this one. This form that you were asking about. Clay thesetai, right? Clay thesetai. So here we're gonna, there are 6 principal parts of this. So present, future, aorist. Then we're going to have a perfect, okay? So the perfect tense. Then we're going to have the perfect passive, okay? And then we're going to have the aorist passive. And the aorist passive is going to be clay thing. A plaything, aorist passive. I was called a plaything.
So it was present, future, past,
Perfect. Present, future, aorist, perfect passive, and then aorist passive. Those are our 6 principal parts. And we've seen a few of these, okay? So we've seen them. So I'll just tell you, so this is going to be kepleka, okay? This is going to be keklemai, keklemai, because we have this, we duplicate that initial consonant, okay? Keklemai, and this one, so the aorist passive. Now, there are 6 principal parts because we use those principal parts to build all of the other various tenses. And so for the future passive, we take the aorist passive, right? And we essentially, so we take klethe, okay, which is the stem, and you can see the stem right here, klethe, which is the stem of the verb, clay. Okay? And essentially what you've got here is you've got kal. But this is something that happens linguistically once in a while, is that these two sounds trade places. Okay? So, for example, another example of this is kar, okay? Kar, and we'll learn this more. Kar sometimes becomes kra. This is just a phenomenon that happens in the language, okay? So this kal becomes clay. So we take this is the stem now. The theta eta is going to be the marker of the aorist passive. Okay, it's right there. The nu is the personal ending. So the future perfect is we take the stem, the aorist, the aorist passive ending, from which we get the passive aspect. And then we use the sigma, which is the future tense indicator, and then the regular personal endings. It truly is. When one first encounters something like that, thinks, oh my gosh, what's going on there? It's just crazy. All kinds of things are happening. But when we break it down, just like we've been practicing, we go from the back end forward. We can see the tie, okay, the personal ending. We can see the thematic vowel. Then what comes? A tense indicator, right? Okay. And as it turns out, we've got kind of a combination of these things, okay? And then we have our stem. And we don't have a temporal augment on here because this is a future tense, not a past tense. So we just sort of break it down, and then it kind of all makes sense. Good question, though. Excellent question. All right, I think we had, and I think this other thing that we were talking about was that, and he said in his mind, saying, okay, so he's thinking to himself.
So that's the vowel that you see in the other masculine, present active participle.
Present active participle, yeah. And this, and I'm just gonna give you a little advance notice that the exercise for this next one is going to be looking at the participles. So let me just put this up here really quick. This is the participial forms of the verb to be. We've gone through this, right? We went through this.
We went through some of them.
Huh?
We went through some of them.
We went through some of them, but I'm putting them up there because, as we talked about, and again, these are for active participles, that essentially it's taking the stem of the word, like Lego, like Lego. Okay, we take the stem, leg, and then we add these endings to make the participle. Obviously, it's not going to have a breathing mark, okay, because it's part of this incorporated in the next word. Now, so you're also going to see, so for example, we take this word that we just saw, horo, right? Horo, opsamai, and then adon. Okay. So, the aorist forms, okay. So the aorist forms, and since these are participles, we don't have the temporal augment, okay, because it's not a finite verb. So it's going to be id, and then on, idon, okay. Now this is where for these verbs that have a stem change, the way that we can tell the difference between the aorist participle and the present participle is the accent. Okay. So legon, okay, the accent comes back, but in the aorist, it stays on the end. Okay, on the ending. So you can tell the difference.
But also just the stem.
Well, the stem change, sure, but if you're just coming in, you're not sure whether this is a present participle or and you don't know what the stem is, you can look at the end and see the accent. You say, oh, well, that's a present tense. Okay. That's included. All right. So, and then this is for active participles, and for the middle passive participles, we use menos, omenos, mene, and menon. These are just regular O, alpha, and omicron adjectival endings. Okay, it's like we've seen before. So I'm going to give you a chart like you did for the verbs. Okay, only it's going to have the list of the participles, and you're going to have to put the 5 elements of the participle in there. Okay. Does that make sense? It's a little practice, but all right, good. Well done. Let's call it a day. Excellent work. Good job. And I'm going to post your next reading you might have some idea about what's coming up.